let me do the intro again. So, I'm the Mistress of All Evil and the artist of the webcomic Sister Claire, Yamino. Just introduce yourself, Ash. Sorry.
Hello, everyone. I am the one, the only, the incredible, indelible Ash Barnes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so, sorry for people who have to hear this a second time, but I forgot to start recording. So on my last tutorial, I drew this picture and I showed how I sketch in Photoshop and I ink in Manga Studio. And if you missed that video, it will soon be up on our YouTube channel. And the only reason it's not yet is because I accidentally had a giant spoiler open in Notepad that flashed across the screen, and I just know people are going to pause it and read, and it will spoil everything. So I have to censor that in iMovie, and then the video will be up quite shortly. But so this is the sequel to that video where I'll be coloring the picture.
And tell them why you're drawing Claire with the baby deer. Do you remember why?
No. Why am I drawing Claire with baby deer?
Claire, okay, it's characters being drawn with an animal that represents them.
Oh. There you go. Okay. So when I color comic pages, I always, maybe I should open a comic page as an example just to show.
Please be careful.
Well, I haven't drawn that far in advance, so there's not really much I can spoil.
You always say that, and you always end up being like, oh, look at this giant spoiler.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so here's the latest comic page I'm opening up here. And you can see that I use a lot of gradients and lighting effects, but let me just show you quickly all the layers that go into it. So, hang on. So this is a layer that's just like the furthest background. I've started doing this lately, and I don't even know if people can tell, so maybe it's just kind of a waste of time, but I do it anyway. So I do a different layer for each layer of perspective. So this is like the foreground, like what's closest to you. And then there's a background behind that, and in between I have a little layer of like kind of orange glaze to make the foreground more black and stark and stand out.
And to make things particularly tasty.
Yes. and so every layer of background has a little bit more of that orange light glazing to it. That's something I've only Why are you laughing at me? It's not funny.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the background of the first panel where Marie's
Marie's like, where'd she go?
Marie's like, damn it, Claire!
I actually can't see the chat right now if people are talking to me. Maybe I should see if they have questions.
It's okay. They're fine.
Okay. But yeah, that's just to share a little tactic I've been messing with lately to give the foreground a little more pop. As you can see here, Catherine is the most standouty part because all of her line art is black. Oh, here's my like blush and blue layer for like when people are upset, I make them blue and they also blush a lot, so there's like blue and pink going on in their face. It looks really extreme in this picture, but it looks less weird as you add more layers to the thing.
Oh,
so
someone asked if you could wear the clothes of any of the characters, which one would you pick?
Totally Rosalie. I love her cape and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would also wear Oscar's stuff. I think that would suit me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so...
What? I can voice my appreciation. Shut up. Don't make fun of me.
Okay, but let me keep going through the layers because I don't want people to get lost. Okay. So after I do... Oh, and I meant to say, before I do any like shading or anything, everybody has their own color palette. And to keep the colors consistent in every comic page, I save all the main colors in a swatch here. So and I label most of them. So that one is mouth. So that's like the color red that's in Catherine's mouth. Everybody has the same mouth color. I believe that's Gabrielle's skin, Gabrielle's hair, Gabrielle's eye, and stuff. And so on and so forth with a lot of colors I'm going to be using over and over so that I don't have to open up a color palette every time. I just save it in a swatch. But sometimes if I need a little bit more visual aid in doing the color palettes, I make these little drawings of the characters that don't have any shading or anything so that I can just click and grab the right color from the drawing without thinking too much. very useful at 4 a.m. when I can't remember like which pink is for somebody's tongue and which pink is like a cat ear or something. Just like go into the picture and grab it. And then I click and fill it on the base colors here so that they all have the same consistent colors. Okay. And then I do a little layer with like blushy and stuff. And on this particular page, because they're in a forest, I give like a really big, I color basically everything with the shading color, which in my case is like usually kind of a pinky purple. And as you can see, I erased parts where the light is shining through the trees to give it kind of like a dappled look, like they're in the dark in a forest, and there's just a tiny bit of light coming through.
Coming through the canopy.
Yeah.
Dalal asks, so only line art is done in Manga Studio 5? Everything else is Photoshop?
Yeah. I know that you could probably do all of this in Manga Studio, but I have not had really time to explore Manga Studio to its full capacity. And since I already know how to do all of it in Photoshop, I'm just sticking with what I know. But I'm pretty sure that you could do everything I've done here in Manga Studio. Okay, so after I've done the shading layer, I usually will do a highlight layer. And in this case, in the foresty scenes, it gives it a really cinematic feel to give kind of a wash of light, like a gradient like this. It looks like that if I show only that layer. And I set that layer to screen, which will only, oops, I just changed it, which will only lighten what's under it. I hope that makes sense. Please tell me if I'm skipping too fast, because I know some people here don't even use Photoshop, so they might not know what different layers are and stuff. I could probably do a more in-depth tutorial with screenshots and stuff later. But for people who already know the basics of Photoshop, I think that should make sense. I also, for the shading layer, I set it to multiply, which darkens. It's the opposite of the screen setting. So screen lightens, multiply darkens. So I use those for lighting and shading. And oh yeah, this is like my favorite layer. It's the eye shiny layer at the very top. I usually do that at the very end, so it makes their eyes look like wet.
Makes them look alive.
Yeah, it does. It's what makes them finally seem to come alive. So I sometimes put on teeth or like, or sweat, or if they have you know, like a shing, something shiny or metal, I usually put it on there. I don't even know what this layer is. I don't think there's anything there. Oh, this layer was for the little wiggly lines around Rosalie's hands. I don't know why I gave that a separate layer. I think it was 4 a.m. and I wasn't thinking. And oh yeah, and this was my border layer so that anything that goes off into the white here won't be seen. So I can do all these different lighting effects and they won't be seen outside the border. And lastly, I add the text on top. And this is something that I'm kind of ashamed took me years to learn, but it's really important to have the text on a separate layer just in case somebody wants a print of the page or something that's just the art and not the text, or a French publisher wants to publish it, but the text is a different size in French and you've already like drawn the art, but you have to redraw it under the text balloon. It's just save yourself the headache and do the text on a separate layer.
Zabloria asks, where do we put the highlights on the highlight layer?
In this case, I just did like a wash of orange with the screen setting, so it looks like it's kind of starting from the top of the panel down to look kind of like sunlight. It gives the impression of sun streaming down. But sometimes if there's a really bright light, I won't do it as a gradient like that. Here, I'll show an example with a new. I'll actually, oops, let me get the right pencil tool here. And I'll actually like draw the, oh, that's awful. Hang on. That's awful too. I'll actually draw the highlight layer like that. Right now it's making it look too shiny because usually the dark layers don't have that much shine on it, but sometimes I'll do it like that, but I didn't have time in this scene to do something like that, so I I use the wash of orange instead. I think it gives it a nice effect. Okay.
Someone asked what font you use.
Oh, I use a font called Sunday Comics, and you can get it for free on dafont.com.
Dafont.
Oh wait, no, sorry, not Dafont. It's from. Although this is a good website, I got the Sister Claire font from blambot.com, which has a lot of really good comic-specific fonts. Some of them are free, some of them aren't, but the Sister Claire font was free. That was a big reason why I got it. But yeah, definitely check these out. Let me write it down so I remember to put a description, or put it in the description on YouTube. Blambot Dafont. All right. Thank you for asking. That's a good question. Okay, so to color this illustration, I'm going to go into my swatches to find the color that I've saved for Claire's skin and hair and eyes and stuff. So this is the orange that I've saved for Claire's hair. And I'm just going to, on the base layer, click and fill. That's the nice thing about having non-aliased line art. You can see when you zoom in, it looks really jaggedy, but when it's printed or when it's zoomed out, you won't see the jaggediness, and it makes it really easy to just drop in color like this. It's also important when you're, I hear you moaning over there. It's really important if you're planning to color this way to make sure all your shapes are closed, because if they're not, like let's pretend that I had accidentally left a little hole here, like in, oops. Like if I had not closed that shape of her eye and I wanted to color her skin here, it would fill in that part and I want it to stay white. So that's part of the reason the Sister Claire style has very few open shapes. Everything that's one color is mostly connected, just to make it easier. You can get cool effects with colored line art, but that's not what I'm going for right here. Also, the nice thing about having the aliased line art is that because the color goes all the way to the edge, it makes it very easy to select shapes that are all the same color. So in case I changed my mind about a color, I could, I could like edit her hair color very easily. Oh, she looks good with blue hair. So I'm going to color all the flowers and all the little stems the same, or not the same color, but I'm going to make them all a similar color, and if I want to change it, I can do it really easily.
Someone asked, so it's not aliased, but super high res, so it's smooth when you downscale with print/web resolution?
Yeah, and I always do my art at a minimum of 300 dpi. Sometimes it changes the resolution to 299.99999, and I don't know why it does that, but yeah, a minimum of 300 dpi to resolution for printing. That way you can have your aliased art and also print it without it looking jagged.
Oh, wow.
This is the nice easy part where you just click and fill color.
I wonder if you could hear my back cracking just now.
I didn't hear. So pretty. Is the blue a nice color? I like that blue, actually.
I really like that blue. Yeah. Dalal said that's the DPI, but how about canvas size? Do you take into account inches and such, or just go off of pixels?
Yeah, let me see what size this illustration is. I think it's 10 by 15. Oh no, it's not. It's smaller. That wasn't intentional. But usually I'll do my pictures at 10 by 15 because that's the comic page size. I could actually resize this now, but let me see how big it will print. I might actually want to make it bigger. It's a bit small, isn't it?
Yeah.
There is a way I can do it without losing too much of the resolution, but I'll have to undo all my coloring. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. Actually, you know what else I can do? I can open it up in Manga Studio, I think, and just increase the resolution there.
Huh.
So, small tangent from the coloring tutorial. Let me see if I can remember how to change the resolution on this. I believe it's, yeah, change image resolution, unit inches. Let's make it, oops, 10 by, okay, I can't make it 10 by 15, but that'll do. Okay. Oh, it's thinking.
It's thinking about it. Whoa.
Okay, then let's try exporting this again. Let me just close the one I was working on here. Oh, wait, okay.
There won't be anything too spoilery in there.
What? There isn't. It's just sketches.
Okay.
Mostly from live streams, so it's okay.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. There's nothing spoilery. Stop doing your weird noises over there. Okay, that's better. Now the resolution is 10 by 11.1. I don't know why it always changes it just slightly, but we could deal with it. Okay, now to go back to coloring.
That's right, I do have so much work to do.
So what?
To keep you from spoiling everything.
Hey, you have no room to talk.
I spoiled
you
something.
spoiled something really major to our friend Sarah.
Yeah, but that was one person. One. says the creator who has just opened up gigantic spoilery documents in the middle of the live stream.
Well, it's because I was working right up until the last minute.
Hey.
Oh no, orange eyes. Fixed.
Oh, does someone really think I'm a cat?
What?
I am not a cat.
Did somebody say you're a cat? They thought your noise was a cat?
I don't know. I'm not a cat. I am not a cat, I promise.
Who said that?
Someone said, do any Sister Claire characters smoke?
I don't think so.
No, probably not.
I don't want to send the wrong message to the kids.
Oh, come on.
I mean, you know, killing children is fine, but smoking... I don't know. Yolanda might have some weird goblin pipe or something, but...
Hey. Oh, they're different this time.
Are they?
Yeah, it's a paler blue.
No. Do you want me to change it?
It's fine.
I can quite easily change it.
No, it's fine.
I think you're right, though. I think that they're
They
too
were
similar in hue to the green. So let me...
Okay. Ew, don't make them dark. Bright blue. Yeah.
That's like exactly how they were before. Okay, that's... Yeah.
I just don't know what I want, ever. Oh, someone said... Oh, they said you have a stem on the far left that's colored as hair. Really? Where is it? Oh, I think under that flower.
Where?
Yeah.
This?
Yeah, maybe.
Or actually, that should be white, I think. There. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I wouldn't have caught that.
Someone said, Elena and Ash, would you rather be a nun or a witch?
I'd definitely rather be a witch. Witches have, like, the most variety in how they can appear and stuff. They also get to wear really cool hats, and nuns just get a wimple, so... And nuns... I mean, I want to say that nuns don't get as many cool powers, but that's not really true.
That's not true at all.
No, it's just they express them differently. Like, nunfu is about changing your own body, usually, like body hardening or making yourself really muscly or something. and witch powers tend to be external, so like weather manipulation or weather manipulation. I'm trying to think of another example that's not spoilery. Yeah, they have elemental powers. They have
though not all of them.
No,
I mean,
but I'm saying as an example, elemental powers would be pretty specifically witch powers.
Yeah. And then you have witches.
Unless it was like making your body hot or something, like making your skin burning to the touch or something.
Yeah. People who have powers that can affect other people are really seen as quite dangerous.
Especially telepathy is seen as a particularly dangerous power.
Telepathy, mind walking, mind reading, things like that. Or just powers that can be really physically damaging. Like, well, I can't say too much without spoiling.
Yeah. I'm looking up what color baby deer are. Oh, look at the baby deer. Sorry.
And like at the outset, you wouldn't think that Catherine's power is a particularly scary one, but you haven't seen all of it yet. She can take the pain away from people, and you're like, well, what's the problem with that? You'll see. I'm not saying anything, Dalal. As far as what I would prefer, I don't know. I mean, if I was a nun, I would probably in one of the abbeys, like Olga's or, not Olga's, damn it, Oscar's or Marguerite's.
Don't swear on the live stream.
Oh, come on.
I have to edit that out.
Oh, run it off. I came really close. I came so close. No. I don't know. I would probably be in one of the abbeys like Oscar's or Marguerite's that helps people, a healing abbey, a helping abbey. Then again, most abbeys do help people. Even Abraham's abbey, the Helsings, do their share of good.
I got the wrong way. There we go.
Oh, okay, that's really cute. Let's think. Oh, you forgot to color Claire's thumb.
Oh yeah. Oops. What color should her outfit be?
I don't know. Yellow. Something pretty. Someone said, let's see. Oh, someone said, I don't know if this fawn should have antler nubs, you guys. It has antler nubs for a reason, Kay.
Car.
There's a reason. Just think about it. Just a little bit. Come on. Let's see. Oh, someone asked what abbey the twins and Oscar are from. Well, the twins are from the Sisters of Mercy Abbey. Mm-hmm. Just like Claire. Oscar is, well, I don't want to spoil.
It's not a spoiler to say that she became interested in being a nun when she was in Thurnamade because of the nuns there.
Yeah.
There's an abbey of nuns at Thurnamade.
Yeah, there's an abbey of nuns at Thurnamade that help people the way nuns are supposed to help people, giving food to the poor, shelter, things like that. Sister Genevieve is at that abbey. And
so is Nibby.
Yeah, so is Nibby, the recently introduced character, but she's a novice. She's still trying to decide if that's for her. Yes, the one that Catherine beat up, that's Sister Genevieve. But as you all might have gathered, Oscar is interested in helping people, following in the footsteps of not only the nuns but also Maman. Mm-hmm. And I can't say too much more about Maman without spoiling next week's missing moments, I'm just gonna shut up. The twins don't want to go back to an abbey. They want to go back to Thronum Mare, the city where Oscar grew up.
Mm-hmm. They've never been there as far as they know.
Yeah.
There we go. That looks more like a deer already.
There you go.
Less like some ugly goat and more like a deer.
Hey, I like goats.
I like goats too, but I didn't want it to be a goat. I wanted it to be a deer, and I'm still struggled to make it actually look like one.
I think some of the spots should be even smaller, like little dusted freckles.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. It's like a painted Neopet. Oh, yeah. Exactly. Oh my gosh, I played Neopets for years.
I remember the early days of Neopets. I'm going to show my age a little bit, but I remember when Neopets only had something like 50 users on it. And they had like copyrighted graphics as their pets. Like there was a literal photo of Macy Gray, the singer, and I had her as a pet. It's changed a lot since then.
They're mostly speckled over the hindquarters.
Well, I'm not an expert on baby deer. Let's open up the reference again. It looks like they're speckled all over, actually. They're so cute.
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at that. It's like a chihuahua. Oh my god, that's like a dog.
Oh.
Is that really a deer? Wow.
I think it's a different species. It's really cute.
Looks like a little fox or something. Oh. That's so cute. Okay, I'll use that one for reference.
I love muntjacks. They're so cute. I like that they have fangs.
We saw them recently, right?
Yeah, in a zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, believe me, I am very familiar with white-tailed deer.
Yeah, we see them on the road every other day.
Yeah.
There's a lot of deer here. One of the few times that I've driven around here, because I only have like a learner's permit, which has actually recently expired. But one of the only times I ever actually attempted driving here, a deer jumped in front of the car. And I very deftly avoided it, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Like a pro. It was terrifying.
You did a very, very good job. Now it looks like a baby giraffe.
Well, you know what? Why don't you do the spots since you're the expert?
That's okay.
I think it looks fine. I will make it a little lighter, though, the white part.
Yeah. Good dog. Make it blue.
I wanted to make it a little more yellowy. You know what? It was fine the way it was. There we go. I'm also going to give it a little more white around the face. Okay, so now that I've done my base coloring here, I'm going to make a new layer. And, oh, I haven't done the little flowers here yet. What color should those be? Maybe pink.
Pink.
How about pink? Pink flowers.
Someone said, is there a boxing witch or nun in Sister Claire?
Who practices boxing? Yeah, sure.
we haven't invented them yet.
I could totally see one, though.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cute, huh?
That's really cute. Oh, someone wants you to do the sexy voice.
What sexy voice are you talking about?
Ellen, come on.
I don't know what sexy voice to do. What should I say?
I don't know.
I used to do live streams talking really close to my microphone like this, and when I was concentrating and drawing and talking to people, they would be like, wow, Yamino should do like phone sets lines because her voice is really low and sultry. And I'll be like, no, I'm just paying attention to what I'm doing.
Oh, someone said if you give the deer the little dark cap they have on their heads, it might look extra fawnish. What dark cap? Oh, I see what they're talking about.
Do they mean on their nose?
No.
They don't have it on top.
No, like here, you see how the top of the head is darker?
Yeah, that's what I was about to do. I was about to do more coloring. But I'm making a new layer so that I don't want to do my gradient coloring on the same layer as all the aliased artwork. So I'm going to select just the brown part. And then on this layer, I'm going to take my brush tool and set it to like a soft brush and do some black. Well, it's not really black, it's more like a desaturated dark blue, but I don't like to use pure black if I can avoid it, except for outlines. How does that look any more deer-like? I don't know about that. I don't really like it.
Well, I mean, it's because it's way too similar to the nose color.
But like this, it's going to look like bad shading.
Well, like I said, it's... I don't know.
Let me see.
Whoa. What are you doing?
I'm trying something out. Art is experimentation, Ash.
Okay. Yeah, someone said a more saturated brown, maybe. Now it really looks like a Neopet.
Well, just wait, okay? I'm not done. Okay, and now I'll do layer, reveal all. Oops, I'm on the, shoot, did I do it all on that layer? I did! Damn it, I have to go undo that.
What did you do?
I did it on the wrong layer. Okay. See, here's a trick that you can use to not draw on the wrong layer. Lock it. So, to prevent your dumb ass from drawing on the wrong layer, which I do all the time. Is anyone talking to me?
No. If anyone has any more questions, please feel free to ask while Elena plays with players.
Yeah.
And stuff. Someone said, do nuns in Sister Claire play basketball?
Sure.
I'm sure some do.
Yeah, we haven't really thought of any that play it, but I'm sure there are some.
Yeah.
I did think about having an abbey that was based on dance. Originally, that was going to be where Jackson came from before we came up with the idea of her being from a traveling church troupe. Yeah, but originally Jackson was going to be from an abbey where all of their martial arts are based on different forms of dance. So there were going to be like nuns that did battle ballet and stuff like that. And I still think it would be a cool thing to work in, but it's not going to be for Jackson anymore. Although she still is based on Janelle Monáe, and her fighting is still like kickboxing, which is kind of inspired by Janelle Monáe's dancing. See, now I'm kind of like fading the... Does that look a little better? Just a tiny bit?
Yeah. Would you fix that ear though?
What ear?
The ear, how it goes, like... well, never mind. I'll see what she did.
When you zoom in, you won't see the...
Okay.
I don't know if I like that black on top of the nose. I think I prefer it without it.
Yeah. There's that little bitty pixel of cream. Can you fix that?
Yeah, I can fix it.
It's rustling my jimmies. Someone said, how do regular animals deal with all the supernatural bids, pixies and shards and imps and all?
How do animals deal with it?
How do regular animals deal with it? Like, presumably deer and foxes and stuff. I imagine cohabitating with most of them isn't that hard. It's the shards that they've got to worry about. And in the case of shards, most animals do exactly what they would do.
If a giant creature came barreling through their home.
Well, their reaction to a shard would be the same as their reaction to a forest fire. Run away.
Mm-hmm.
Or try to hide and then get horribly roasted alive.
Okay, so I've done all of my flat colors now. And I'm going to select everything that's white out here so that I can then select everything that's a shape I want to do shading and stuff on. Let me just get in here on my signature. I'm going to invert the selection. And this is going to look ugly, but just bear with me. So, oops, I want to put that on top of it. Okay. So this is a selection of everything that I'm going to be doing shading and stuff on. If I set that to multiply, it'll be like I'm setting a shading layer of blue over everything, which is not what I want to do. But I don't want the shadows to be blue either. I think I'm going to make them kind of, whoa, that's really dark. More like, I usually go for kind of like a pink or light purple shading color. But I wonder if I could do something a little more warmer. That's a bit pink, isn't it? What do you think, Ash? Like kind of a warm pinky shading.
Yeah, okay.
See, so that's the color it is. And now I'm going to hang on. Let's just select that all. Reveal selection. Okay, so now that I've made it basically so I can only, oh, I lost my color I was working with, hang on. Oh, okay. There's my color. Okay, so I've essentially made it, oh no I didn't, hang on. Reveal selection. So as you can see, I've made a mask here, which means that I can, if I draw on this, it will only show where the white part is. So I can do my shading like this and it will never go outside of Claire, so I can't color outside the line accidentally. Now I'm just going to pick a light source and I'm going to have the sun be, like pointing this way and keeping that in mind. Ah, I lost my shading color again. Oh well, I'll find it again. I think it was something like this color pink. So with that in mind, I'm going to try to do the shading from that angle.
That looks awful dark.
It's dark, but I'll fix it in just a second. Oops. Anybody talking to me? Can you tell me, Ash?
You just answered the last question about layer masks.
Oh, okay. See, it's not too dark after all.
My precious child. Oh, she's so cute. I can barely stand it. Why do you do this?
I love how her head is literally a circle. That makes it so hard to draw in perspective sometimes or from the side. Because I have to then try to invent a shape for her profile to have when it's literally just a circle.
You've done a good job, though.
Yeah. Claire has one of those faces that would not work very well in animation because it actually warps in shape depending on which way she's facing. It doesn't actually work in 3D reality. Rachel, I can try to do a little sketch of Oscar. Yeah, I can do like a little doodle, although we have to leave by what time, Ash?
By 9:30.
Yeah, because we're going to try to get sushi dinner after this, and we need time to drive there, but I think I can squeeze in a little Oscar. Sushi. Yeah, because if we have to go by 11:30, it's only 9, and I'm already like...
9:30. 9:30.
Oh, 9:30. Okay.
You have half an hour.
Okay, run!
Go, Elena, go!
I think I could do it. Yeah, I would like to finish the coloring in this video, though, so I don't have to break it up into multiple parts. But this is usually the stage where you can't really see the shadow very much on her hair here. When I'm done with this shading layer, I might actually change the color of the shading on her hair so it's more visible. Because it's not showing up very much. But I was going to say, this is usually the stage where your flat drawing starts to look a lot more 3D because the shading and the lighting really give it dimension.
Someone says that Claire has ambiguously existing wrists.
Yeah, so does Catherine. And actually, as I continued working on Sister Claire, I started drawing the characters more and more realistically, compared to Claire and Catherine. But I've made a point to always keep them with these kind of like chunky, cartoony limbs.
I love it.
And even though it looks a little bit silly sometimes compared to, say, the twins or Oscar, who have more realistic proportions, I can't imagine Claire without these like chunky limbs. It's just part of who she is. So, and I think it's okay. Like, Claire also has a completely unrealistically shaped face. So, but I feel like anybody who's been reading the comic a while has gotten so used to it that they don't even really notice that some characters have a more realistic face than others. I've seen it in a lot of manga too. Although usually the character that looks like Claire with a really cartoony face isn't the main character.
Yeah.
So I guess I can say that's a first. Well, anyone else saying anything, Ash?
You mentioned Claire's head wouldn't work with animation, but does that extend to 2D animation?
It extends to any animation that would attempt to recreate her head realistically in 3D. So I've seen a lot of 2D animations where they do very clever tweens or something to make a character's face seem to work in 3D, even if it really doesn't. My Little Pony is a great example of that. Like, when they show the ponies' heads rotate, they actually distort them a little bit.
Silver
Yeah,
white.
I see that. You mean brown?
No, not there.
Where?
Never mind. It's on the shading. Just never mind. You see, right?
Oh, I see it, yeah. But I was going to say, it's not to say that Claire's head would never work in animation, but it would look very odd if somebody tried to make her head, which is a circle, like, here's her eyes and her mouth, and if she turned her head to the side and they tried to do it realistically, it would be like... And so that's why I cheat a little bit, and I very rarely have her look to the side. If you look back and notice, I almost always draw Claire in 3/4 because that's the best angle for her. But when I do draw her from the side, her face suddenly becomes not a circle and she has an actual profile like this. But if I was to do it realistically, she would look like a balloon. So.
Someone said, would Adventure Time or Steven Universe also be an example of the head animation thing?
Adventure Time, I think the characters are already so distorted that I can't remember off the top of my head what the characters look like when they turn their head, but I don't think they give them noses, do they?
No.
So, no, I think they're just always distorted constantly. And Steven Universe actually does do like a realistic turnaround of their faces.
Yeah.
Like Pearl's nose has shape and everything when she turns. I love all their designs.
Me too.
Steven Universe, I think, is the best example in current cartoons of really diverse and interesting character design.
Mm-hmm.
I think a really strong cast is one that you can tell apart immediately in silhouette. Mm-hmm. And Steven Universe is a really excellent example of that. Every character is based on a different shape, which is cool. I remember that was something we talked about at SCAD. And speaking of character silhouettes and stuff, that's one of the reasons it's hard for me to enjoy anime anymore, because anime often fails that test pretty miserably, unless they give the characters really extreme hairstyles or something, which I feel is kind of a cop-out. If everybody has the same body and just massive, weird hair to give the impression of diversity.
I think you've done a pretty good job in Sister Claire with silhouette diversity.
I like to think I have, but I feel like if I was redesigning the characters now, it would probably be a lot better.
Well, sure, you know.
I mean, I did start it as a college project a very long time ago, but
hindsight is always 20/20. There's a ton of things that you would change if you could only, if only you could turn back the clock.
Yeah. You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like that pink shading. Gives it a nice warm feel.
Oh, someone asked what is my favorite crystal gem? Garnet.
Garnet's pretty excellent.
It did try to kill us.
It did try to kill us.
I love Garnet. She is amazing.
I love Garnet too. I really like all of them. I think I'm probably the most like Pearl, even though it kind of pains me to say it. Like, because I don't think that Pearl is at all the best put together gem.
I look the most like Amethyst, but I don't act like her at all.
No, you're a lot less gross than Amethyst is. But you are about as playful as she is.
Mm-hmm.
You're not quite as mean as she is.
I'm not mean at all.
No.
Well, okay, sometimes, but
until you get behind the wheel. Got me on fire there, did you, asshole? You're usually only mean to people who deserve it, who have wronged you in some way.
Yeah. I get really mad when I see people like texting and driving or something.
Oh yeah, that's awful.
It's like...
Or people who just aren't paying attention at all and cut you off or something.
Yeah. You missed a spot on the hair going behind Claire's neck.
Ah, here. Thank you.
Little baby antlers. Oh, geez.
Stop hurting yourself.
You gotta crack my elbows. Ugh.
Okay. Let me get a little more shading on her eye here.
Yes, the episode where Steven and Connie fused was great. Spoilers. Spoilers.
Spoiler!
It's been out for a little while, though.
We haven't seen the latest episode yet. The Stephen Garnet episode.
Has that aired yet?
Yeah, it has. It aired last night, so we gotta watch that.
Right. Hi, Dan!
Hi, Dan!
Hello!
That was Ash.
Hey!
I give you a kiss, too.
Look how muted yours were in comparison to mine. My adoration knows no bounds.
Is it clear that this is her foot? Like, I keep getting confused as to what
No, it's
that
really
is.
not. Like, it keeps...
Should I just, like, delete it? Just, like, get rid of it? Her foot can be here.
Yeah, maybe you should.
Yeah, because I'm not digging this foot.
Dan says the newest episode, in the newest episode, Garnet almost made him cry.
No! Oh, made Dan cry?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought Steven. I'm like, don't make Steven cry. I'm sorry she made you cry, Dan. Good cries, hopefully.
Oh, and Delal, Claire does actually have quite large feet.
Yeah, her feet are giant, just like her hands are giant. She's like a hobbit. Claire's she's not even 5 feet tall.
No, she's 4'11".
Yeah.
I memorized it. I have most of the characters' heights in my head. It's important to... Now you better erase the shading.
I know.
It's important for me to remember how tall characters are, so when I write them, like, I don't accidentally have Olga looking down at anybody, except potentially Claire. Because Olga's short.
Olga is like the second shortest character.
Little precious dense
Little baby.
I think Olga would be very upset to hear us calling her precious.
Mm-hmm. I am not cute.
I am not cute at all. Really? You think I'm cute? Who are the tallest and shortest nuns? Oscar's the tallest. Or is Abraham?
Abraham's slightly taller. I think she's like 1 inch taller than Oscar.
Really? I thought Abraham was 1 inch shorter than Oscar.
Well, there's one way to find out. Height chart. Oh, wait. It's just... Okay. Here's the large one.
The shortest is definitely
Yeah,
Yolanda.
see, Oscar is taller than Sister Abraham.
Yeah.
Olga, so she's only 5'2". Yeah, Yolanda is the shortest. And these are the size of the cats, like, as if anybody actually cared to know.
Look at Grim.
I just didn't want to leave them, like, you know, left out. Yeah. I even put the Bubble Boy on there so people could see the size of the Bubble Boy.
And Gabby.
Gabby.
Did you put Sulky Gabby on there? Oh, that would have been a spoiler at the time.
Yeah, it would have been. I like how Ozzy looks in this.
Yeah.
Her 3 forms.
Yeah.
There's Lupo, his little pug.
And Cog.
Cog.
And Honeybee. Oh,
I put Jackson with hair. Hey, look how big Olga is when she's hulked out.
Mm-hmm.
Scary. Anyway, back to coloring.
Yeah, we are going to be at Otakon.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
We got in!
Yeah!
That was creepy.
That was kind of creepy.
We both said, yeah, at the same time. It's almost like we're married or something.
Yeah, weird. Otakon is actually our first confirmed con of the season. We've applied to several more, but haven't heard anything yet. Well, that's not true. We heard about Mocha.
We heard that we were denied.
Yeah, we heard that we were denied from a few.
Do they even know who we are? God. How dare they?
Unfortunately, it does not look like we are going to Mocha this year. We did not get in. Well, we're on the wait list.
Yeah, but that's as good as not going.
As good as no. Mocha was a really good con to see people and stuff, but...
Without Sister Claire books, which we're running really low on now, I don't know that we would do nearly as well as we did that time. It's really a con that's less for fan art prints and more for indie comic artists, which technically we are, but without books, it's not nearly as profitable. What?
Really? Toricon at... Oh, Rhode Island Rhode Island is RIT. What's that? RIT?
Rhode Island Tech. I don't know.
Rochester. Oh, New York. Yes, I know about the deaf community there. I get really nervous interfacing with any kind of deaf community. Sometimes they really like me, and sometimes they really don't. And unfortunately, you never know until you try.
Okay, sorry to
Oh, no.
change the subject here, but I just finished my my shading layer. This is what it looks like on its own. And now I'm going to do some highlights. So I'm going to make a new layer. And some people do like to draw oh wait, I forgot to shade a little here. I'll get to that in a second. But when I make my highlight layer, I don't like my highlights to go over the black part. I want it to be only highlighting the colored parts. So I'm going to select all of my black. And then I'm going to invert the selection, so everything but the black is selected. And then I'm going to go layer, reveal selection. And just like with the shading layer before, that means that only the parts in white will be visible when I color on top of that. So this is what the mask looks like. Only the white parts will be affected by this layer. So if I then, let's say I choose blue as my highlight color, and I set it to screen. Why isn't it blue? Actually, yellow is really a better highlight color for a sunny picture, or maybe like a dark orange. Okay.
It's okay. We'll leave in 15 minutes, guys. Thank you for keeping an eye on the time for us.
But see, now the black is not going to be colored on. Don't worry, I won't leave the weird noodly color. But yeah, see, now I can color without fear of drawing on the black part. And let me finish the shading here that I had missed out on.
Dalal asks, do you ever do anything with changing line art colors?
Sometimes I do. Yeah, I was actually thinking of maybe doing it with this. Sometimes I also will put an entire overlay of a color or something on top just to see if it has an effect I like. It's usually something I do at the last minute, like as a final tweak kind of thing. But look at the dimension it's getting already. I'm going to do some highlight on her hair. I usually do just like a single line like that, and then I'll do a little more detail like that.
I've watched you draw so many times, and I still get mesmerized by it. I'm just like,
I'm glad.
Oh, the pretty. Someone's asking what kind of sushi we're thinking of getting. It's probably going to involve a lot of salmon because Elena loves salmon.
I love salmon so much. That's really the best flavor of sushi. I also really love octopus and soft-shell crab. So that's probably...
And I'll eat anything. Almost.
Some people like to get really spicy sushi, and I don't really like spicy anything, but I feel like spicy sushi is especially an abomination, because then you can't taste... Like, fish is a very subtle taste, and I feel like you should savor it and not smother it in spicy things, but that's just me being an anti-spice person.
Someone says that they love Claire with long hair. Me too.
She is quite cute.
Every time Elena draws Claire, I'm like, more curls! Little longer, come on. You know, I actually haven't read that much of Blind Springs. What I did read of it was interesting.
Yeah, I've read like maybe the first 2 chapters because that was what was out when I was reading it, and then I didn't I
Yeah,
didn't keep
same.
up. But what I can say is that it looks really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Very well drawn.
Her annotations are similar to our missing moments.
Mm-hmm. I noticed, I think she started them after we did, and I don't know if we inspired her, but I thought it was interesting that after we started doing missing moments, I saw other webcomics doing similar stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we gave them the courage to do text-heavy stuff. I know it took a lot of convincing for Ash to get me to consider the missing moments, because I was worried that people, you know, they signed up for a comic and they wouldn't want to, they'd be too lazy to read, but I'm glad to have been proven wrong. People really like the missing moments.
And I feel like it's a really unique opportunity for me, too, because, I mean, I'm sure you and I will continue to collaborate on comics in the future, but I don't know that we will ever do another comic that has something that features my prose so front and center.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been told over and over and over that people don't like words. Words don't work. Words don't make money. Words aren't successful. And if I were to try to do a project with you that was all like an illustrated storybook style, I've been told by so many people that no one will read it.
But it's nice to be proven wrong.
Yes,
Missing moments.
but even the missing moments aren't a standalone. You know, it's not a complete indicator of whether or not it would work in the future, because it always has the comic behind it. And there are some people who still steadfastly refuse to read the missing moments.
Well, it's their loss, I think.
Or who get angry when they're like, shouldn't you have put that thing that was in the missing moments into the regular comic? Don't you think it deserved the attention?
Most of the things will, like the really important stuff. I think some people, too, forget that missing moments are exactly that. They're things that would have been missing from the comic because there's just no time to delve into everyone's backstory. And the really nice thing about the missing moments is that you can cover so much ground so quickly, and it lets us really get into the history of almost every character in the story, where I think sometimes people, too, forget that Sister Claire is about Claire. Yeah. It's not Sister Oscar, as sad as that makes me. I feel like Oscar could get her own comic at some point, but I should have said it. Now everybody's like... But, okay, so now I've finished my highlight layer. This is what it looks like on its own, kind of ugly. And this is how it looks on the page, or on the picture, rather. I especially like how it makes the grass really pop out.
Yeah. Someone said Sister Oscar already has her own comic.
Yeah, the missing moment is kind of its own. Oh, I know what you mean, yeah. Well, she's not really Sister Oscar in Rose of Versailles. She's a completely different, arrogant, knightly lady. Okay, so now that I've done my highlight and my shading layer, I'm going to make another layer. And this is usually my favorite part, because it's really easy, but it really brings the character to life.
Yeah.
It's my little eye shine layer.
Oh, don't laugh at me.
Okay, I'm going to add a little shine to her ribbon, too.
Sister Claire is really not a Rose of Versailles AU. I promise it's not.
No.
We're so much more interesting than Rose of Versailles. We have giant deer tentacle monsters. Parking all over the place, Dan.
I think, I mean, as a Rose of Versailles fan, I have to chime in and say that the manga is a million times better than the anime, which is what you were exposed to, Ash, and I apologize for that.
Why? You're the one who made me watch it.
I know, but I didn't realize as we were watching it just how crappy it was compared to the original manga. Okay. I'm going to do a little blush on Claire, because I forgot to do that. To make a little blushy layer. I thought you were going to sneeze.
Nope.
No sneeze. Trick me. Okay. Little blushy.
We're not going to be here much longer, y'all, so if you have any questions, please ask them soon.
Oh yeah, we have to leave in like 5 minutes.
We can fudge it a little bit, just
Okay.
not terribly much.
Okay, so here's her blushy layer. I'm going to do one more thing just to test. I might not even keep it, but I'm going to make a new layer. And like I was saying to Dalal earlier, oh
boy.
now she's a lobster. No, I'm going to make like a whole pink layer, and I'm going to try out a couple of different... see, here's how it looks with soft light, so it gives it kind of like a pink tinge, and I can also try changing the color and see if... Oh, that's very weird. Like cold light. Oh, here's a nice like orangey light.
That's really pretty.
Yeah, I like it because it gives it all Claire's color, which is
Yeah.
orange. That's very nice. I think I may keep that. Maybe I'll make it a little bit less.
Dan wants to talk later about stuff.
Okay.
Dan, you can always talk to us about stuff. Anytime, anywhere.
Okay, how's that? With
Pretty.
the orange tinge, is that good?
That's pretty.
Pretty.
That's pretty. I love it.
Should I give it a little bit of blue in the background? Or do you think it's okay like this? I think it's alright. Yeah? You think it's good? Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. And now I will... Antlers stand out, okay.
Just a tiny bit.
Should I make them darker, maybe?
A little bit. Just a tiny bit. Maybe. You can test it. See how it...
Well,
it's not doing anything.
No, it's not... Oh, I can make them, like, white colored. That's not really normal, but it does make them stand out a lot more, I think.
It almost makes it look like you forgot to color them, though. I think that's cute.
I think it's cute, too. Okay.
Good.
Is that you?
What?
Something smells really good. Like...
Oh, well, yes, of course it's me. Yes.
Smells like candy.
I consistently exude the odor of cookies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's why I married you. I'm going to make a little more shading on her belly here.
Is she pregnant in this picture?
Yeah. It's her current, well, not quite current self.
Not quite. Oh. And is sushi what you want?
Yeah. Do you even have to ask? Sushi is always what I desire.
Should we go to Shiki, or do you want to go back to the other place?
I want to go to the other place.
The other place. Alright.
Ooh.
It's really
Okay,
cute.
I think this is done.
Done.
Let me give just a little more shading here.
Don't make her look sinister.
I won't. How's that? Does that look a little bit too much pink, or is that okay? I think it's okay.
I think so.
Okay. I am going to... Oops. I learned a new trick the other day, which is to, instead of saving the file as a flat picture, which sometimes results in me... Oh, hang on, I forgot to do highlight on this. I'll tell you the trick in just a second. Gotta put a little highlight on the flower. Wait, is it the right color? Yes.
Dan's asking where we went during Kineticon for bubble tea. Did we get bubble tea?
I
don't recall that.
I don't recall either, but it was a long time ago. We always try to find bubble tea.
Oh, wait. If he's talking about the Vietnamese place, there was bubble tea there, but we mostly got food.
Yeah.
And I do not remember what it was called.
The bubble tea was kind of meh.
But the food was delicious.
Yeah, the food was good. Okay. Okay, it's done. Should I put a little blush on the deer?
No.
Or is that okay?
No, don't.
A little blush here on the kawaii deer.
No.
Okay. Okay, but let me tell you about the trick that I learned. So select all, and then if you're on a Mac, it's Command-Shift-C, which is edit, let's see, where is it? Copy merged. So if you're on a PC, I don't know what the shortcut is, but go to, if you're in Photoshop, edit, copy merged after you've selected the entire canvas. And that will, when you make a new canvas, already have the flattened picture here, and you'll have it in a new file so you cannot accidentally save over your Photoshop file, which I do constantly. So this is a real lifesaver.
What's that line on her chest?
Huh? What, here?
You see it, the paler line right here? Did you forget something?
I didn't forget. That's like her boob line. Like, there's highlight on her boob.
But you see the paler yellow line in the
No.
midst of it? Oh my god, it's right. Like,
oh, I can only see it when I turn to a certain angle. Yeah, it's, I don't know how that's shown up, but it's easily fixed.
there you go.
You can only see it from a certain angle.
Huh.
Okay. So now I'm going to save picture. We'll call it Claire. Dear color. And I'll put a big L so I know that's the large version. And then I resize the picture before I post it. And while it's at 300 DPI now, for web you want it to be 72 resolution. That's like the web resolution. And it'll shrink the picture down for you. And now it's like a nice reasonable size. And you see how you can't tell that it's pixelated? I mean, of course now you can because I zoomed in. But you can't tell that the line art was aliased. It just looks nice and crisp and clean.
It's so cute. Do you want to draw a very quick sketch of Oscar before we go?
Sure. A real quick doodle.
Really quick.
Do you want like adult Oscar or baby Oscar?
Speak now, everyone. Baby Oscar, teenage Oscar, adult Oscar.
Are you team baby Oscar or team adult Oscar?
Someone said old. Okay. Old. Teenager. Baby. There's already been baby Oscar with a sword. Although that was Patreon only.
Yeah.
So, you're going to see teen Oscar very soon.
Somebody said college girl.
Collage girl. No, college girl Oscar would be really precious.
What do college girls wear? I have to like.
I want to think about Sarah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're really cute. Oscar and Sarah's clothes. I'm fine. Oh god, Sarah.
Sarah's probably watching this right now.
Oh god, die of shame.
And if she's not watching it now, she's probably going to watch the stream later and be like, "Blush."
Nuclear tomato. But it does have to be quick, so.
Okay, I'll draw her in like a varsity jacket, or I don't remember what varsity jackets look like. Okay, that's cool. Okay. What? This doesn't have line art on it. I can't tell what it is. Okay, something like that, maybe.
I could see Oscar on the fencing team. The captain of the fencing team.
That won't look like a college girl, though.
Yeah, I know.
I like that idea, like modern AU Oscar. Would she have her hair in a ponytail or no?
Probably not. In college, I'm sure she would be
But
thoroughly...
wouldn't it be so cool if she had like a side ponytail? See, I change your mind so easily.
I think about modern AU Oscar a lot. I think about modern AU Sister Claire a lot.
You don't talk to me about it.
So many things go on in the privacy of my own head, okay? Like,
I'm your wife. You have to tell me these things. If you're thinking about modern AU, I have to know. I have a right to know about the modern AU.
But it's not like we could do it.
I know, but I could do doodles like this. I'm doodling her in pink, see? Because it's her favorite color.
Yeah. Oscar.
What is that weird noise you're making?
Oh, it's me playing with the...
Stop that immediately.
It's me playing with the water bottle.
Mm-hmm.
What would modern AU Jackson look like? Amazing.
Yeah, like really ballin'.
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 Really baller.
Whatever. Ballin' works too. I have seen both. Don't mock me. I'm hip. I know all the hip words.
The kids are saying these days.
Yeah. She looked like Janelle Monáe, I think. Don't make fun of me. Don't.
Modern AU Claire.
I have a hard time imagining Claire in any universe other than her own.
The thing about
her circumstances are so odd.
Yeah, like I don't like thinking of Claire in the modern AU in the like having the same like being in the same situation that she's in the comic. It's already uncomfortable enough that she's the like
you know, like pregnant without asking for it.
Yeah, pregnant against her wishes, really. And I don't putting that in like a modern light is really uncomfortable.
Even if she was still immaculately pregnant, it's still
Would Gabby still be blue? Probably not. No, Gabby would probably retain her original silky skin color.
Mm-hmm. How's that look?
Good though. You should put a flower in her hair.
Hang on, I need to make this sketch bigger.
Oscar's actually pretty happy in the Sister Clara world, Delal. Yes, you're right, she would have access to hormones in a modern AU, but I have never outright said that she doesn't have access to them in Sister Claire.
Or like a magical equivalent.
Yeah. Yeah, modern AU Claire would definitely volunteer at an animal shelter a lot.
Yeah, she would probably be like a cat rescue person.
Yeah. Gabrielle would be that aunt that that Catherine's always like, oh.
Gabrielle would be like that weird aunt who's into burlesque and stuff.
Yeah.
And Catherine would be like, you're such a bad influence.
And Claire quietly thinks she's really cool. Doesn't understand all of her, but thinks she's really cool. The twins would be precious. Oh my gosh.
I think I may have saved a sketch somewhere of Rosalie as a college girl with glasses. Maybe. Yeah. I Snapchatted it to Sarah a while ago. I was like, I wish I was this cute. Because I had drawn like a doodle of myself as if I had been Rosalie-fied with like... But she's cute with glasses, huh?
Toon Legion, you shouldn't be too surprised about mecha in the current Sister Claire universe. There is technology, lots of pockets of technology.
Oh, it took me a second to realize what kind of mecha you're talking about. I thought you were talking about like mecha where you go to make a pilgrimage.
Oh, no.
I'm like...
No, not that one. No.
Mecha as in giant robots.
Giant robots. Like Jaegers.
That's my favorite kind of mecha.
Yeah. But there are pockets of technology. It is implied largely that the world was pretty technological before the real advent of magic and stuff. And when you have a world where so many people are capable of magic, technology kind of falls by the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
Also, as you have seen, much of the really capable technology in the world, like mecha and stuff like that, are powered by Energia, which is technically magic, which draws shards. So any places with lots of technology have to be powered by lots of people with really high energia, which means they are a magnet for shards. I don't know. I'm pretty sure, Dalal, that the twins had a weeaboo stage.
Oh, they have not left their weeaboo stage.
Yeah, sometimes the twins...
Oh, are you talking about in an AU?
Well, Dalal said that being a weeaboo is kind of disrespectful, and the twins aren't really that sort. Oh, no.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't be... I don't know that they would be the kind of weeaboo to, like, speak in Japanese all the time and pretend that they were actually Japanese, but I could see them being into, like... really, like, I don't know about Naruto, but, like, equal quality of...
Inuyasha.
Yeah. Hey, we should probably be careful. There's probably, like, fans of that here.
Hey, I cannot say a thing. I used to be so obsessed with Inuyasha.
But, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, there's a comic that I started that I have not yet published because it's not finished and maybe on the back burner for a while. But it's about baby twins drawing comics together. And Claire comes to join them. And the twins comic that they're drawing, which Rosalie draws in Marie colors, is... about, like, a magical sword person lady. And it's very, very crappy manga style. And Rosalie's very proud of it. And then she sees Claire draw a cat, like, photorealistically, and she gives up comics forever, which is really sad. But Rosalie's just that kind of, like, if I can't be the best at something, then I'm not going to do it at all. Which is not really the best attitude to have, Rosalie.
And that is not an attitude that Marie shares.
Mm-hmm.
At all.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, well, that's Oscar in a... Oh, wait, I gotta give it little buttons here. I should probably have, like, a little...
An insignia of some kind?
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
La, 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 la. She goes to a torii. Here's some rose petals. And shiny.
Yeah, I can't forget the sparkles. Oh.
There we go. Oscar in cottage. Yay.
You should post that later.
Yeah, I shall. Oh, I forgot to sign it. Well, I suppose this is where we say goodbye, because we have to go get our sushi.
Yes, and I still have to stop and get gas.
Yeah. But thank you so much for coming, and this video will be available on YouTube quite soon. And we shall let you know when we're going to do another one. I hope to see you there.
Thank you all so much. We really, really appreciate you showing up, taking the time out of your glorious Saturday evening to spend some time with us.
Mm-hmm. Have a good evening, everybody.
Good night. Goodbye.
Goodbye.